jumping straight into the race here after our qualifying didn't even happen. We're looking to the inside here, but I thought otherwise. It's a bit of a silly move to make before even the line to crash us out. We are starting in P16 at this RCI race, and as we head down into turn 1, I'm instantly thinking that there is going to be a crash in front of us, and as it happens, there is a Ferrari that is going to get absolutely tagged there in the background, getting spun out. There's 3 cars and some bumper flying off like a bloody UFO. Looking to make the next couple of moves here. I know that the guys in front are not going to be as quick as me. Already getting closer to the Porsche and the Acura, and I think I'm going to be making a move here as the Acura made a very bold move on the grass, overtaking 3 cars in that one spot. And here we go down the inside on the Porsche. A little bit of a squeeze there as we're getting boxed in by the McLaren and send them to the outside. The Porsche didn't really like that move, giving us a little bit of a flash with the headlights there, but we move forward and up into 11th place already from P16. And as we speed up here down towards the bus stop, not really much happening, just having to play a little bit of a long game. A bad exit there as I was still getting used to which gear to take it in the race trim. I later found out that 3rd gear was better, but here we are going down into the first corner. Lap 2, thinking maybe we go down on the inside here, and the McLaren pretty much just leaves us a bunch of space as he's trying to avoid the Acura in front, and that's another free position up into P10. 6 positions gained. Alright, 6 positions gained in 1 lap alone as we try and bully our way past the Acura, but he really did not budge at all, just going side by side, slowing each other down really, as the Mustangs ahead are already flying away 1.6 seconds ahead. But they are going to be fighting, and there is going to be more opportunities to get them round the outside on the Acura into the next corner. I really thought that this move was going to stick, but ended up being a horrible, horrible decision as the Porsche behind caught up quite a lot. And really just trying to play the most aggressive game out here as, again, we speed down the banking, down towards the bus stop. The draft really helping us out here as the Acura not really in any slipstream, and I decided to go for a bit of a stupid move on the inside, not tapping him there, but did scare him. He taps us, and unfortunately that does cause us to get a slowdown penalty, which means that we have to yield. I think it was about 1.5 seconds here. So I had to let the whole pack through, and you see the Acura not really liking that. Not a smart move, really just not thinking into the future, but it is what it is. Losing those 2 positions that we gained earlier on in the race. We skip to lap 4 here, and we're going round the outside of the McLaren. Who is going to brake the latest? Well, it definitely seems like the McLaren braked very, very late and nearly bumping into the Porsche, which unsettled him and made him slow down. They're going to be going side by side right in front of us, and we're just going to try and sneak by around the outside, maybe as the Porsche goes on the inside off the McLaren. Really just a nice bit of battling here. There's nearly a bit of contact there, but keeping it on the track. And down through the next corner, the Porsche seemingly gets very unsettled on the inside there, and a bit of an opportunistic move. I didn't get any contact, but the McLaren definitely felt it as his bumper goes flying off, and he is not happy. All over the place, just trying to get that position, but we cover him off quite well, and unfortunately with the damage that he received, he was not able to get right past us. But now it is time to go and catch the Acura, as now we go into the 9th lap, and can we possibly make a move on the Acura into turn 1? A pretty famous spot for making a move, and on the inside, braking very, very late. Both of us going super wide, and the Porsche sneaks right by us and claims that position. The Acura trying to reclaim the position, but keeping it on the inside, going very defensive. A little bit of contact there, maybe, but keeping our 10th place, although we did lose it to the Porsche. The Porsche, though, He is not slow at all. As we go into lap 13, also trying to make the same move that we did on the Acura, not going as wide as we did last time, keeping it nicely on the apex. Porsche forced out wide, and a worse exit for him. He is forced to concede that place, and we're up into P9 now. Nothing really happened after that, so lap 31, we are making our first pit stop, as I'm going to be handing the car over to Vegard, my teammate. So we are splitting the stints evenly, as we have a look at our beautiful pit crew there. And Vegard taking over the car there, lap 38, as he is looking to overtake the Porsche. Now, he knows that he can possibly make a move into the bus stop, but he does not want the same thing to happen to him as it did to me, as there you are, we're catching up to the guys ahead of Wojtek Dworak and Thomas Wright as well, so a job well done by him, as this is bringing us closer in the fight for 6th place, which we did not think was going to happen. Lap 40 now, as we go really wide there, trying to get a switch back on the Porsche. A little bit of contact with his front end as we have a look at his inside of the exhaust, and losing a bit of time there as well, but not much of that. No X's and no damage. Going up to lap 41, making the same move, going super wide to cut right back in. No contact there this time, but a very good run towards the second corner, as not going to make a move there, but going to follow the GTP, who's paved a path for us, and the Porsche forced out wide. A worse exit for him. He's going to stick side by side with us going into the next corner, but he lifts as he probably doesn't want to die this early into the race, and that is another position for us. And we have made a lot of positions up in this race from where we started, and very well done to Vegard for having just super consistent pace. Lap 61 now. This was mostly what his stint looked like. It was a lot of bump drafting and a lot of slipstreaming as Wojtek comes into the pits, and we are now right behind the McLaren of Big Pig Racing and Aero Race Esports. Surprisingly fighting for P3. Lap 63, now this wasn't the proudest moment for our team, as Vegard comes into the pits, unfortunately forgetting to brake, and yeah, 103 kilometers coming into the pit lane is about 20 kilometers over the limit, and we do get a stop hold 40 penalty for speeding, and that drops us back down a lot of positions, but Vegard did not give up as we go on to lap 72 here, right behind Johannes Trettmann, the 1111 Mustang, another Mustang brother here, as Vegard is in his slipstream and going to be bump drafting him all throughout this straight, trying to catch the Fitness Club Racing team, the 202 car right ahead of us. Just a bunch of bump drafting, not really looking to make a move, as both of them were at the same speed and the same consistency, but it does look like the 1111 does make a mistake there, sliding out wide, and Vegard, he is not going to give up a opportunity to go down the inside, and down the inside he goes into the second corner. Johannes letting go of that position, and that is another position gain for us as we set up right behind Mikael Jarvelainen. Lap 80 now. More slipstreaming, possibly more bump drafting right behind the Fitness Club Racing team. And this is really what Daytona is all about, just a bunch of slipstreaming, as looks like they let us by. We were going quicker at that time, so they wanted our slipstream. Maybe more is fuel saving, which is fair enough, but that is another position for us. Going on to lap 94 here. Not much really going on as we head into the pits. No speeding this time. Vegard made sure that he braked early enough, and that is the end of his stint in this race. As I come out of the pits, nearly crashing the car here as I have a bit of oversteer through the pit lane. That would have been really embarrassing. But exiting the pits behind Thomas Wright, the old Chad's racing team, the number 68 Chevrolet, but to be fair, after Vegard's stint, really nothing happened. This is lap 102 here, and this is what my track looked like. There was nothing in front of me, nothing behind me. The closest car was the Big Pig Racing team, 5 seconds behind. As we come into the pits for a splash and dash, I brake quite early there. I think that's a thing that we should definitely work on a little bit, is just the pit entry as we come in and meet our lollipop man there again. And we are on the final lap of the race, and here is an attempt for getting a fastest lap of the race, as we have great slipstream here from the leaders in the Clarity Racing 47 car, braking nicely there for turn 1, making up a lot of speed with that draft. Early power all the way towards the second corner, braking just at the start of that little pit road on the side, trailing off the brakes, easing onto the power. The Mustang is really torquey, and it does like to oversteer, losing the Mercedes in front though, unfortunately, but we're still going to be able to get some of his slipstream, braking for this corner quite a lot, but not too much, as the car does like to understeer if you're still braking towards the apex. Early power, and this corner really is a bit of a pain. As you go down into second, you really want to get on the power as soon as you can, but you see there a lot of oversteer as I lose the Mercedes, but still just about within in slipstream, 0.7 seconds behind him. Going to be able to use all of that advantage to possibly get the fastest lap of the race. The fastest lap of the race at the moment was about a 44.5. Looking to beat that, braking for the chicane nice and late, down into fourth. Early power as hard as you can, don't get an X there, and it looks to be alright, but that little mistake coming onto the banking did cost me a little bit of time, which I think will cost me the fastest lap of the race here, as we sit in the slipstream behind the very quick Mercedes, and we cross the line, and unfortunately it's a 44.9, so not even that close to the fastest lap of the race. And yeah, doing some donuts here at the end of the race. Pretty happy with ourselves for getting that P8 from P16. Definitely with more practice we might be able to get onto the podium, and if we are able to actually qualify for these races. But that is it. That has been the second race of the RCI Endurance Championship, and I hope to see you all next time.